Hey 5th grade, so today we are going to start making our collage color wheel. In order for us to get somewhere like this by the end of our project, we need to start with just a basic white sheet of paper. This is 11 by 11. We also need a pencil and we need a template already cut out for you. First thing you're going to do is you're going to place your template right in the middle of your paper, and with your pencil you're going to trace around your template so that the color wheel is placed right onto your white paper. Now what you need to do is you need to separate your color wheel into 6 sections, because there's 6 sections of a typical color wheel: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So you're going to try your best to divide the sections with your pencil. They do not have to be perfectly aligned. What I would suggest doing is create one long diagonal and then sort of create an X on your color wheel. So an X, and then you're going to take one last line through the middle. It's not perfect, but I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. My next step is to just label my color wheel. And if I'm taking a look at my example, I know I need to separate the primary colors and the secondary colors. So let me do the primary first. Red, yellow, and blue. Now I can go back in and fill in my secondary colors. I know red and yellow makes orange. Yellow and blue makes green. And blue and red makes purple. Now once I am here, I'm going to do 2 more things. I'm going to place my title in the middle, the color wheel. And I'm also going to flip over my paper and make sure that my name is on the back so that my work doesn't get lost. From here, if you have time, you can take some crayons that will be passed out to your table in the crayon bucket and just go ahead and fill in the areas where the colors are, so that when we start collaging, there's no confusion about what color goes in which section. You can see I made sure that I took my time when I was coloring in all of the colors of the rainbow, because I always want to show my best work in art class. Also, feel free to color in the color wheel that you labeled the words, but pretty much leave the outside and the inside of your color wheel white, so that when we have a final finished product, we can see the crisp edge in that it makes a circle. In order to collage onto your color wheel, you're going to need the color wheel. You're going to need some scissors, some glue, and you're also going to need several different magazines. I will pass these out to you. These magazines have been cut up before. They are used for collage, and they're great to find examples of the colors found in the color wheel. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you very quickly just how to go about cutting and pasting and collaging, and then you're going to start on your own. So already from the front of the cover of this magazine, I can see a lot of examples of different colors. Obviously somebody was goofy and already pasted some faces on Oprah's face, but that's all right. These are great examples of yellow. We have examples of blue, green, orange. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out a small section of this yellow shirt to use for my color wheel. Now when we're collaging, we want to really think about layering. So just because I have a couple pieces of yellow, it doesn't mean that I can't paste more on top of it to create a more unique color. Making sure that I twist my glue open, make sure that there's no clogs, that I can hear it whistle. And I'm just gonna put a dot or 2 of glue on each piece that I put onto my colored wheel. You don't need to go overboard with the glue. In fact, if you go overboard, it just makes your work look messy. And I'm just collaging these first couple pieces Since your first goal will be to create the collage on the primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue, I'm sticking to yellow right now, so I'm gonna go see if I can find another example of yellow. Just flipping to one page, I find an example. You can rip out the magazine page, you can rip out just the section that you need. And you'll definitely notice that the shades of yellow are gonna be different. That's what you want. In order to create a nice collage, you want a lot of different variety of yellow in your final piece. So I will continue cutting out small pieces, collaging it on top until I've completely filled this section of my color wheel. When I'm done with this section, I can move on to blue and red, and then in the next few days, we'll move on to orange, green, and purple. So as you can see, I stopped because I have filled in my red, my yellow, and my blue, all of my primary colors. Now for cleanup, it is a little tricky with collaging materials. I have a ton of different papers all over my table. If anything is loose or if you tear a page out of the magazine, that is considered trash. So I want you to just ball up your trash, and I will have somebody come around and collect it. All you need to do is place your trash piles in the trash can, and then make sure your magazines are free of any loose papers, okay? We will save the magazines to use for later dates. And I just wanted you to keep in mind, if you go outside of your circle just a little bit, that's okay. You can still see the circle shape, even though I've gone off a few places here and there. As you keep going, you're just gonna keep on building up those layers, making more interesting colors until you are complete.